Hey there, all my PopCon peeps. Magic Man Rusty here. Welcome to yet another live streaming episode of the Magnificent Seven. We're celebrating PopCon Indy's 7th anniversary by spending 7 minutes with members of our PopCon family. And joining us in the PopCon corral tonight, one of our many virtual PopCon 2020 special guests, a man whose performances are more disturbing than all of my exes combined. I'm your host, Rusty Ammerman, and our Magnificent Seven with Julian Richings begins right now.
Good evening. What an intro. I'm just going to be creepy, permanently creepy for the next 7 minutes, folks.
Well, normally it's not very polite to call people creepy, but in many of your performances, you really are. And I mean that as a compliment.
I answer to it all. Lurky, creepy, weird, any of those things. No, I'm very happy with that. It does tend to be my bag. And hey, I have more fun. Creeps have more fun than good guys.
Yeah, isn't it fun to kind of unsettle? So what I was going to say is, I think the word creepy is overused a little too much. I think maybe unsettling is better, disturbing.
Ooh, I like that.
Really, really. And so just for my own little sake here, give me the crazy eyes just once. That's
and you have to remember to come in close and kind of like
there you go, right.
And of course, I got my glasses on today. You do recognize me. It is me underneath there, yeah.
Right. Oh my goodness, it's like Clark Kent. You put the glasses on.
That's it. That's I transform.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. I can't tell you how excited we are to have you. We are going to have a fun panel on Saturday the 11th at 6 p.m. It's going to be you, the two Michaels, and I'm going to be just trying to stay out of the way of you guys having fun. So if people would like to see that, popcon.us, that's where our fans can go. And then if that's not enough, they can spend 3 virtual minutes with you in a meet and greet from 7 to 9. Again, popcon.us. They better sign up. Okay, are you ready?
I try to explain that to my family, to say I'm going to have a virtual experience with somebody in a private room. It sounds very dubious, but
well,
I'm looking forward to it.
Way any of your characters could have said that and it not be inappropriate?
Yeah,
right. Okay, so here we go. So keeping in mind, by the way, the Supernatural, what a great franchise. That's probably what a lot of fans know you as.
Yep.
You are deaf. So let me ask you this. Here's one of my questions. How do you think the world will end?
Not with a bang, but a whimper. I don't know. I think the actual world, it keeps going. It keeps chugging, even though we have curveballs thrown our way. And here we are right in the midst of a huge pandemic, a life-changing event. And let's see. Isn't it? It's fascinating to be in the midst of this. We have fictional portrayals of pestilence and and all kinds of things that are sent to us, and here we are in it. So, but I don't know if I'm just talking about myself, but it's always a shock when you find yourself in the middle of something, in that it's all about moment to moment to moment. And so that's why I say, I quote T.S. Eliot. He says, this is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but a whimper. It really is. Like you're going moment by moment by moment. It's never quite the big drama that you anticipate it might be.
Right.
So,
the things that you expect are going to be dramatic aren't, and the things you don't expect are the ones that creep up on you.
Yeah. And I think that's the value of characters like myself too, is that we have a real position in our fiction and in our culture, in that we're sort of there in the background, taking you down little paths.
Well, you're such a charming fellow too. When you go in to do auditions and you look around at the other people, do you ever think, this is the way they see me? Do you ever think that?
Yes and no. I mean, you have to embrace who you are, right? And I've got these cheekbones and this forehead and my accent, so that all adds together to be one particular thing. And it goes in the way of being outsider and sinister guy. And my job is to embrace it, but to take it a stage further and to enjoy it and maybe challenge people's preconceptions of what that means.
Yes, yeah. And there's something about the British accent. Like evil guys always have a British accent.
I know. Throughout history, it's funny, you see movies in the 30s and the 40s and always he's terribly well spoken, no matter what country or planet he's supposed to be in. It's generally the Brits that are the bad chaps.
That's right. And that's
Well spoken badness.
Even in the World War II dramas, when they would cast Nazis, they always had a British accent.
Yeah. I'm happy to say we're changing and shifting, but yes, that's part of the package.
So they're going to want to know this. Do you believe, you're a supernatural guy. Do you believe in supernatural things? Do you believe magic is real?
I get spooked. I do get spooked. Here we go. Just as I say that, there's a sunlight coming straight in on my window. I'm going to adjust the light there. This is my very sophisticated studio lighting. Sorry, excuse me. No expense spared. Here, when I see I'm flickering. I do. To answer your question, yeah, I do. When I was in England, I actually did a theatre show, traveling around villages in Devon and Cornwall, and we went to a lot of village halls and talked about local legends. And sometimes we would do a dramatic version of a local legend, and then one of the local participants would give us one back, and it sent the hairs on the back of my neck. It was just to hear it relayed and recounted, experiences with ghosts and the supernatural. So yeah, I reserve a part of my credibility for that.
So okay, so you're open to the idea.
Open, yeah.
Have you ever actually seen a ghost or believe you've seen a ghost?
Can't say that I have. No.
Yeah, just because something goes bump in the night doesn't mean it's supernatural. Exactly.
Well, right. Yeah.
What about aliens? Are there aliens? Are they real?
Well, it's funny. So I've seen a UFO, but what's a UFO? It's an unidentified flying object. So whether it was an alien or not, I don't know. But hey, I'd like to believe there's an intelligent life form on another planet, and I hold that belief. And if somebody turned around and told me, I'd go, yes, I thought so.
I told you.
Yeah. Those movies.
It is a comforting thought, isn't it? All right. What is one thing about you that our fans would be surprised to know?
What's one thing that people would be surprised? I'm boring.
That's totally.
I'm really boring. And it's funny when people recognize you. I have a very distinctive face and I've played some distinctive roles. So I think people expect me to be terrifying or hilarious or an extreme, right? Because I tend to play extreme notes in the orchestra, if you like. It's one way of putting it. And so when people make me go, he's ordinary. And I think people kind of walk away disappointed. But you won't, folks. When you tune in for our panel, you will be fascinated.
Way to sell it.
Turn it on big time. But no, it's just ordinariness, and I think that's what I like as an actor. I'm always intrigued by the everyday.
Let me just say, there will be nothing prosaic about you then.
No. Thank you very much.
All right. So once again, that panel, and guys, you are not going to miss this. This is going to be the light at the end of my long tunnel this week. Okay. So Saturday, the 11th, 6 p.m. I'm going to be fortunate enough to host a panel with this gentleman right here and the two Michaels, Michael Eklund, Michael Welsh, and then immediately afterward at 7 to 9, they can spend 3 virtual minutes, however they choose to, with you. They got to go to with those eyes. They've got to go to popcon.us to sign up. This has been a joy. Thank you very much for coming into my home and not freaking me out.
My pleasure, Rusty. Thank you.
Until then, to all my PopCon peeps, live long and prosper.